Sinek is the author of multiple best-selling books, motivational speaker, and organizational consultant. He's described as a visionary thinker with a rare intellect who teaches leaders and organizations how to inspire people. His unconventional and innovative views on business and leadership has attracted attention from all over the world, enticing followers from Fortune 500 companies, the U.S. Army, media, as well as his TED Talks have been viewed by millions across the globe. He speaks all over the world about the power of why, the purpose, cause, or belief that drives every one of us. He believes that if everyone knew why they do what they do and only did the things that inspired them, this world would be an amazing place.
So guys, SimonSinek, do you think he's a transformational leader or a servant leader? Or is he both?
I think he is both, actually. When we talk about his traits as a transformational leader, I feel he communicates and executes his ideas directly with all the executives at the multinational companies. And even indirectly, he has such a huge following on social media, especially YouTube, where he communicates his ideas indirectly with his huge followers.
Well, I guess this is evident with his charismatic, visionary, inspirational, and anecdotal, easy-to-follow style, which helps the followers to see his vision.
And this is also evident in his simple idea called the Golden Rule, where he shows that why some leaders and some organizations, they are leap and bound ahead of their competitions because they follow this simple rule. He explains this in his best-selling book, Start With Why. He has actually a piece from his TED Talk explaining the goal you said.
As it turns out, there's a pattern. As it turns out, all the great and inspiring leaders and organizations in the world, whether it's Apple or Martin Luther King or the Wright brothers, they all think, act, and communicate the exact same way, and it's the complete opposite to everyone else. All I did was codify it. And it's probably the world's simplest idea. I call it the golden circle. Why, how, what? This little idea explains why some organizations and some leaders are able to inspire where others aren't. Let me define the terms really quickly. Every single person, every single organization on the planet knows what they do 100%. Some know how they do it, whether you call it your differentiating value proposition or your proprietary process or your USP. But very, very few people or organizations know why they do what they do. And by why, I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. It's always a result. By why, I mean what's your purpose? What's your cause? What's your belief? Why does your organization exist? Why do you get out of bed in the morning? And why should anyone care?
Previously, we had gotten the description about SimonSinek being a transformational leader. So, can you expound on what you think a servant leader is and if it fits the characteristics with Simon?
A servant leader is the one who focuses on their followers. A servant leader focuses not on the results, but on the service itself.
We believe that Simon truly exemplifies servant leadership through his ideas on how great leaders truly serve their followers.
So the ideology he coined in his best-selling book, Leaders Eat Last, where he stresses about the importance of empathy, this part from his TED Talk will explain further.
Two things that I think that great leaders need to have: empathy and perspective. And I think these things are very often forgotten. Leaders are so often so concerned about their status or their position in an organization, they actually forget their real job. And the real job of a leader is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in our charge. And I don't think people realize this, and I don't think people train for this. When we're junior, our only responsibility is to be good at our jobs. That's all we really have to do. And some people actually go get advanced educations so that they can be really good at their jobs, accountants or whatever, right? And you show up and you work hard, and the company will give us tons and tons of training how to do our jobs. They'll show us how to use the software. They'll send us away for a few days to get trained in whatever it is that we're doing for the company. And then they expect us to go be good at our jobs. And that's what we do. We work very hard. And if you're good at your job, they'll promote you. And at some point, you'll get promoted to a position where we're now responsible for the people who do the job we used to do, but nobody shows us how to do that. And that's why we get managers and not leaders. Because the reason our managers are micromanaging us is because they actually do know how to do the job better than us. That's what got them promoted. Really what we have to do is go through a transition. Some people make it quickly, some people make it slowly, and unfortunately some people will never make that transition at all. Which is we have to go through this transition of being responsible for the job and then turning into somebody who's now responsible for the people who are responsible for the job. And as I said before, one of the great things that is lacking in most of our companies is that they are not teaching us how to lead. And leadership is a skill like any other. It is a practicable, learnable.
So Chantal, can you expound some more on SimonSinek's servant leadership qualities?
Sure. Simon's philosophy on servant leadership, it comprises mostly of three qualities. First is empathy, second is trust, and lastly, empowering others.
He says his vision is a world in which the vast majority of people wake up feeling inspired to go to work, feel safe when they're there, and go home feeling fulfilled.
He also believes that our greatest achievement of success is not when we achieve something for ourselves, but when we enable others to achieve success that matters the greatest to them.
So Graham, who is SimonSinek in a nutshell?
We believe he's one of the rarest persona, one who has changed the status quo by demonstrating his servant and transformational leadership.
Simon is a game changer. Won't think outside the box and is not afraid to take risks.
Simon is focused, passionate, and motivated about what he does and why he does. It is very eminent that how he has revolutionized business leaders in 21st century.